New York's population is primarily located in New York City, and most New Yorkers use public transportation. These people have no need for a car or car insurance. Outside city limits, there may be a smaller population, but there is a higher need for owning a car because these areas are more spread out and there's more of a distance when commuting. If you live in New York and you don't have ready access to taxis or public transportation, finding cheap car insurance in NY is a necessity. It is not hard to find insurance, but there are a few things that you need to consider when you're looking. Minimum requirements for the state of New York. The minimum requirements for car insurance in the state of New York are very straightforward. The requirements for someone in New York for bodily injury liability coverage are a minimum of $25,000 for each person injured in an accident. This can be up to $50,000 total for an accident. For property damage liability, the minimum is $10,000. It is also required to have uninsured motorist coverage. The minimum is $25,000 per person and $50,000 per accident. This ensures that if anyone is injured in an accident, all the people's medical expenses are taken care of regardless of whether they are insured. Personal injury protection is also a requirement. This is a minimum of $50,000 to make sure that all medical expenses are covered for anyone in the vehicle that has been hurt. There are also requirements for all car insurance companies as well. New York State follows the no-fault system. This means that if you have an accident and you or someone in your vehicle is injured, your insurance company must pay your medical bills regardless of fault for the accident. The bad part about this is that your insurer is only required to pay a certain amount, so there is a limit to how much they will pay out, and you may be forced to foot the bill for a portion of your medical expenses. How to find cheap car insurance in NY. With all the requirements for car insurance in New York, it may seem impossible to find a policy that you can afford. Don't get discouraged. Even with all these requirements, it's still possible to find cheap car insurance in NY. You just have to know where to find it. Your insurance premiums may be higher than the national average, but the upside of comparing coverage is that not all prices are the same. Taking the time to compare rates of top insurance companies can save you a lot of money. There are differences for companies with similar policies, and the price for each policy is going to vary from person to person based upon several factors. The price for your policy will reflect your perceived level of risk. Insurance companies will look at age, the make and model of car you drive, and your credit history to determine the kind of policy they require for you to be covered sufficiently. Looking around and comparing prices is the best way to find the perfect deal for you. Share this video and subscribe for more interesting auto insurance tips.